Hey everybody, okay, tomorrow the Doomsday clock by the atomic scientist is going to get changed once again. Now, last year on Thursday, the 22nd of January 2015, the Doomsday clock moved 3 minutes to midnight, and it's going to move again tomorrow. Now here's a perfectly clear representation of the numbers, Balmer's numbers 216 between the two movements of the clock. Okay, I'm just going to read from USA Today. Doomsday approaching. Close that video. USA Today last year, 22nd of January. Doomsday approaching, clock ticking closer to midnight. Citing unchecked climate change and the ongoing threat of nuclear weapons, scientists Thursday moved the hands of the Doomsday clock 2 minutes closer to midnight. It is now 3 minutes to midnight, said Kenneth Benedict, the executive director and publisher of the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists at news conference in Washington, D.C. The probability of a global catastrophe is very high. This is about the end of civilization as we know it. Oh my gosh, really? More ways than you could imagine. The judgment of God is coming, the trumpet and the vial judgments, like my channel has been saying. And this is all a part of this. This clock has been going since 1947. I highly recommend you do some research and read up all about the Doomsday clock by the atomic scientists. This is out of Chicago as well, from a university. Its founders were. It's got United States. I was just going to say United Snakes written all over it. Okay, let's go to the next article. So that occurred, the 3 minutes moving closer to midnight on the 22nd of January 2015. So let's bring up the other article that I just saw today from an Australian news website, mainstream news website, which is pretty phenomenal, news.com.au. Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists to announce what time it is on the Doomsday clock. Okay, to be announced tomorrow, Wednesday. We will find out how close we are to Armageddon. See, a wrong representation of Armageddon, because Armageddon comes at the end of the 42 months. It comes at the end of the tribulation period, and it's the Battle of Armageddon is, by biblical understanding, biblical interpretation, the amassing of the Antichrist forces against the armies of the host of heaven. When Christ comes back to set up his millennial kingdom, the Antichrist and the false prophet will stand against. That is the true meaning of Armageddon, not World War III, not a huge global war. There's nothing to do with Armageddon, and it's a fair way off, folks. It's 3.5 years once that last 42 months begins away. So the symbolic timekeeper of our impending destruction is currently set at 3 minutes to midnight, the closest we have been to that dreaded hour since the clock began ticking in 1947. The clock is a universally recognized indicator of our vulnerability to catastrophe from nuclear weapons, emerging technologies. Yeah, emerging technologies, absolutely. The Mark of the Beast, ID4D program, biometrics, and more recently, global warming. We ignore it at our own peril. On Wednesday morning for Australians, 1:30 p.m. Tuesday in America, the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists will reveal whether the midnight hand will be adjusted at live press conference in Washington, D.C. Now, how does this come back to Obama? Well, the 22nd of January was the last movement last year to the 27th of January. Tomorrow is exactly 12 months, 6 days. 216. 12 months, 6 days between the two movements of the hand, and by all account and purpose, tomorrow's movement will most likely be the last time the clock moves, seeing we've only got 3 minutes to go to midnight. They can't move it too many more times, can they, really? 1 minute to midnight, maybe tomorrow, who knows, we'll wait and see. But 12 months and 6 days between the two movements, last year's movement of the clock to tomorrow's movement of the clock. Obama's numbers 216 in 2016, and tomorrow's the 27th day of the year. Thanks for listening.